should creationism be taught in public schools? And first, I would like to introduce you to half of our informal debate panel, Dr. Robert Dietz, Professor Emeritus in Geology at Arizona State University, and he is in opposition to the idea that creationism should be taught as part of the curriculum in public schools. In favor of that position is our other guest, and that is James White, Director of Ministries with Alpha Omega Ministries. And right now, at the beginning, I would like to ask if you will please state your position, and just do so briefly, if you will. Take a couple of minutes and tell us why you are where you are. Alphabetically, Dr. Dietz.
Yes, well, I'm opposed to teaching creationism in school. It's sometimes called creation science, but it's not science, it's pseudoscience. It is a religion. And it's not based on faith rather than factual evidence. Now, the National Academy of Sciences opposes teaching creationism in schools. The 72 Nobel laureats opposed it. The Supreme Court opposed it in last year ago, June. And the District Court in Arkansas opposed it. Now, it is not only pseudoscience, it's pseudo-religion, because most of the mainstream Protestant churches, all of them, I guess, except evolution, and the Catholic Church as well, they find no conflict. Now, evolution is not a religion. It's based on evidence, not on revealed truth or faith. There's no church, no creed, no dogma, no clergy, no authoritarian inerrant book, no paper pope. It has no radio TV stations. The creationists have some 1,400. It has no preachers. It is not infallible and not revealed. It is a matter of scientific evidence. In summary, evolution is a science, but creationism, although they call it scientific creationism, it's not a science. What it is biblical creationism. Now, in the LaRousse book of Origins, there are some 2,000 different stories of origins, of which the Christian, the biblical one, is just one. So why do they call it scientific creationism? They should be honest and call it biblical creationism.
All right, an appropriate amount of time from Dr. Robert Dietz against the teaching of creationism in public schools. You are listed in my material as James White, and I want to know if we should refer to you, sir, as Reverend James White, as Director of Ministries with Alpha Omega Ministries.
Well, I am ordained, but I'm also a Baptist, and we Baptists don't like titles. So I'd prefer James, despite the ordination, and I'd feel a little more comfortable with that.
Well, fine. I'll feel comfortable with whatever it is that you would like to be referred to. And so, James White, if you will, please, why are you for the teaching of creationism in public schools?
Basically, we are faced with two models for the origin of the universe. We are faced with an origin theory that would say that all things arose out of natural materials, out of materialism, that the complexity of life arose out of random chance, the chance interaction of molecules in some ancient ocean, a prebiotic soup, some people would call it. That is one perspective on the origin of life. The other perspective is that the complexity of life that we see around us could not have come into existence by random chance or by any natural processes as we understand them, but that would require a creator to bring these things into existence. We are talking simply about two models. Evolution is a theory, creation is a theory in the scientific sense of those words. And what I am here to present is that the people in the educational system in the United States of America need to have the freedom to fit the facts that we know them into an overarching theory that best correlates those facts. I would submit that the evolutionary theory does not best correlate the facts of science as we know them, but that the creation theory does. And the main point is that since we can have intelligent dialogue about how to understand those facts, that in and of itself proves my thesis that we should have the freedom to discuss this not only on talk shows, but to discuss this within the educational system. We are not talking about a situation where we're attempting to push some sort of a dogma or religion. We are talking here about academic freedom. the ability to look at fact and to fit it into a theoretical structure to understand those facts. When we say evolution, if someone says evolution is a fact, that is a misstatement. Evolution is a theory. We look at facts and fit those facts into a particular understanding of those facts. And I feel that we should have the freedom and the intellectual integrity to allow those discussions to take place.
In just a moment, we're going to go to the phones, and everyone will have an opportunity to participate this hour in this debate. I'd like to know from you, Dr. Dietz, before we talk to the audience about their positions on this subject, having looked at your cartoon book, I think that it's fair to say that this is a satirical look at a lot of things in and around this issue.
Yes, indeed.
The Satiricon, Creationism Bashed, is the title of it. I wonder if it would be fair to characterize you as being anti-religion.
Well, a matter of definition, I'm not anti-religion. I'm anti-fundamentalist religion. But I'm basically a religious person. But if you ask me to just where I stand, first define what you mean by God, for example. That's the most confusing thing you can say is say you believe in God because there are 2,000 different definitions. In science, you must have definitions and you must have classification.
What do you believe in, personally?
I believe I'm a naturalistic materialist.
I'm not sure what that is. I know what a Baptist is,
yes,
but I'm not sure what a naturalistic materialist is.
I believe in the ultra-natural, but not the supernatural. Mm-hmm. And I believe you can explain things by natural laws, by the laws of physics and chemistry. And the Earth universe is understandable in terms of these laws.
Is there some kind of, in your mind, a supreme force, an overseer, a guidance to the system?
Well, there may be an ultra-natural, not an ultra-supernatural, not a supernatural force. And this is beyond the realm of science, because science does not believe in miracles, cannot apply miracles, so I cannot really justify one view or the other on the basis of science. We can go back to the Big Bang and so forth, and we can develop what's happened, but I certainly don't believe in a God sitting on a throne, an old man in the sky who answers your prayers on a day-to-day basis. No, I don't believe in that.
We should also be fair, by the way, and say that when you say that you are not in agreement with the fundamentalists, that would probably include elements of Catholicism, because the Catholic Church takes some bashing in your book, too.
Yes, but they generally believe in evolution, and they believe the Earth is more than 6,000 years old, and they don't believe in the reality of the Great Flood, which flooded all the world to a depth of almost 4 miles.
In fairness, I would like to ask James White. We're not going to do titles with you. I know what you're saying. A Baptist, James White.